It is the South Dakota sex symbol, your mom's favorite wrestler, and probably your next stepdad, Brandon Nytroe. And I'm just cracking open a fresh bang and drinking at Moe's.
This is Drinkin at Njpw, where we talk about the pros of pro wrestling in the Midwest while sipping on some brews with blessed beers and wrestling. That's my scene. Death matches and lucha libre, it's also mean. I'm a straight up smart goofball, not no kiss ass. I stand tall when it comes to wrestling. I'm the king. I know every move, every fling. Get ready for a wild time with Drinkin at Njpw, where we don't quit. Drinkin at Njpw, that's where it's at. Like a power bomb, we hit hard, never flat. Fucking right, we're living the dream. Talking about wrestling, always a scream.
You know, I've always said here at Drinkinatmos, just because it says drinking at Moe's does not mean it has to be alcoholic. So I'm happy to say Drinking at Moe's is sponsored by Prince Nana Coffee. The exact same guy you see every week on Dynamite, on Collision. Yes, he has his own coffee, and it's freaking delicious. They don't even roast those beans until you've placed your order. And you might be telling me, hey, Big Mo, I'm more of a tea guy. They got you covered there too. Use the referral link in the description of this video. And let's get you dancing like Prince Nana with Prince Nana Coffee. All right, everybody, welcome Drinking at Moe's. Big Mo here. You know the drill. YouTube, like, subscribe, share, comment, all that good stuff, because YouTube's algorithm is continuing to be a pain in my ass. We are most places you can find the audio podcast too, and today I'm excited to have with me a guy that I have met quite a few times here, local to me at Magnum Wrestling, former Top Gun champion, your mom's favorite wrestler, probably your next stepdad, and you know what? Current Piggy in the Bank.
Yes, sir.
Older Brandon Nytroe. How you doing?
Oh, I am doing fantastic.
Oh, yeah. Yep, me too. Other than, the stuff I told you about recording, the lack of sleep with a teething 6-month-old. I love the little dude. I would switch places with him in a second, but Daddy needs some sleep.
I feel you. I feel you. I do not get much myself.
Oh, man. Yep. And I'm looking forward to maybe one night of, maybe not great sleep, but maybe getting to sleep in a little bit, seeing as of this recording, my birthday is Saturday.
Ooh.
So maybe.
Well, happy early birthday.
Thank you. Maybe I'll get to sleep in on my birthday a little bit. A little bit, at least.
Yeah, till 6.
That wouldn't even be sleeping in for me right now. That's about the time I normally wake up with a little dude.
That's the time I wake up with my kids every weekend.
Yep. I know that all too well. But first thing I like to start off with everybody when they first come on is, what got you started as a fan? And then what got you deciding to make the leap into the business?
Well, I became a fan as a kid. I grew up with the Attitude, and my cousin Rich, he got me into it big. I think he really pushed Val Venus on me, Godfather type of gimmick, and that's kind of where it leads to where I'm at now.
I can see the similarity. Like, I see the progression there.
Yep. I mean, a lot of the moves I watch Val Venus and I steal his. I do the hoe train from Godfather. So, I mean, I grew up in that era. My cousin Rich, he brought me we went to Monday Nitro back in 1999.
Oh, God, when it was real wacky over there.
Yeah. I think ICP was there and Dennis Rodman. And, oh, yeah, I had the time of my life. I mean, I was like 8, so it was great. But and then I got it. I ended up I did a stint in prison, and while I was in there, I came up with this character that was like it was my weekly thing to do is watch wrestling. I watched Raw, I watched SmackDown. Couldn't get any updates on any pay per views at that point in time. But then I got out, and my girlfriend, which is now my wife, saw that there was a training that was starting to happen in T, South Dakota, run by Nick Densmore Eugene.
Oh, yep.
So he had like a camp, and it was like if you did the best in the camp, you were going to get a semester free for training. And I came up second, whatever. But he knew I was going to come back. I got the bug. I loved it. And there was no way he was going to keep me out of the gym. I mean, I was there every time that place was open. I was in the gym. I was training in the ring, bouncing ropes, taking bumps. And I mean, I did hours of that every week. And I did that for years.
Yeah. And I've gotten a little bit of a taste of the training. I mean, very small because I remember it was, oh, excuse me. I love my Dr. Pepper, but he gives me the burps like crazy. But it was, oh God, the hotel has since been torn down, but Magnum had run conveniently enough at the convention center that was attached to the hotel that I was put in the night before I left for Navy boot camp. And there was a time, I'm forgetting, I'm wanting to say it was the Battle Royal Cup where they brought in Mustafa Ali, because I remember getting to talk with him a little bit. And I remember signing up for it thinking, this is going to be funny. I left there going to one boot camp. Now I'm going back there going to another.
Yeah.
And I remember, getting a little of the cardio stuff in, and late great Jason Strife, he was the one running everything, and yeah, he wanted to give like a condensed version, but when he definitely wasn't going to take any joking around in there, which I mean I respect, because respecting the business, you want people in there that they want a taste of it, but people that are going to respect it. And we got to run the ropes, doing some bumps, and yeah, even in that little taste, I remember I was walking funny for about a week.
Yeah, I mean, you do that kind of stuff. It bouncing off the ropes, that can bruise you up. You got to get used to it, and then taking bumps. I mean, you've spent your whole life learning not to fall down. Now you need to learn how to fall down.
Oh yeah. That's the part that I don't think a lot of people get, and I think I've heard from like MMA fighters that try to make the jump into wrestling and talk about the training being just that much more intense because of that factor. In MMA, you're trying to train to not get knocked down, but in professional wrestling, you're learning how to you're gonna get knocked down and how to do everything safely, and you're still gonna get banged up.
Yep, every time.
And the thing that I've talked a lot about with different people is character progression, and different changes people might go through in a character. And in your in-ring persona, I know I've seen some pictures, and I believe it was one of the early ones where you mentioned having the stint in prison. It looked like the orange shirt kind of like cut off from there, and it almost gave me a bit of the like original Wyatt family vibes. I'm like, man, you could have just thrown that guy in there.
Yeah, yeah, I got a lot of that when I first, because I mean, I grew my beard out for 5 years at that point, and I mean, that was the character that I came up with when I was locked up and everything. And Eugene, he wanted me to be. I was a garbage man at that point. He wanted me to be a garbage man. He wanted to be like the Danny DeVito on Always Sunny, coming in, chewing trash and dumping stuff on people. And I'm like, no, that's not what I have in my head. So I ended up going with the convict, and I mean it was fun, but if you get to know me more and more personally, I am not the convict. I am far from that because I did the convict and I did that for a couple of years, and then I got part of the snake pit
The
with Duke.
snake pit, like the shirt you got on there,
Yep.
yeah.
Yep, this was one of our shirts at that time. I was with Duke Cornell, Rich Maxwell, Seto Kabara,
Mm.
and I mean we had fun and everything, but it wasn't me. And then I started doing. I listened to Strife in the Magnum locker room about how it'd be hilarious if somebody would do Bang Bros. And I was doing a tag team in Midwest All Pro in Sioux Falls at that time, and we were doing Team Awesome, and I was trying to push it towards doing this bang stuff, and the other guy just kind of wasn't with me on it. So then I just kind of started doing it solo, and it's me turned up to 11. That's
And
exactly all it is.
oh, and that is very much what I've had the talk with the same people that those are the characters that really seem to resonate with the fans, with the crowds, because they can tell when the authenticity of it, when it's not like you're just being handed, okay, I want you to be this, and you're getting something that's like truly a part of you.
Yep.
Yeah, and I've 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 had plenty of bang energies throughout my life. I know I had more so when I had a short little stint where I was doing like the DoorDash driving around. Yeah, that when it was going good, it was fast, easy money. But when it was not going good, it was horrible.
Yeah, they went down to like 4 flavors and yeah. The dollar
Yeah.
store was loaded with them though. I was good to go.
So yeah. Now, okay, got to talk before we get into current. You brought up Duke Cornell, leader of the Snake Pit, and I'm gonna be having him on later. And I joked with him at the last Magnum show because I said, this time I'm actually going to remind my wife that I'm recording, because I had him on before, but I forgot to tell my wife that I was recording and she didn't know where I was. And yeah, that kind of ruined the whole footage of everything. So yeah, having to redo that one, but he is winding down his career.
Yeah.
What a career that man has had. Like, and you know what? I'm going to tell him this as well, but for, throughout the Midwest, especially, Nebraska, Iowa, up into the Dakotas, there are a handful of people that I would consider like measuring sticks. Duke Cornell, definitely one of those for this area, for sure.
Yes.
What was it like? I know you said the had some fun, but the snake pit wasn't really you. But getting to be a part of that, and you guys definitely ran roughshod around while during its lifespan. What was it like for you yourself, running around with those guys? Because that was a nice group that you had got. Yeah, words are hard. A nice group y'all had going there.
It was fun. We because I mean that was before I had 4 kids, And I got to travel a lot, and we traveled from place to place. We were up in North Dakota, South Dakota, down in Iowa, Nebraska. So we got to travel all around together. And I mean, it wasn't always the four of us, but there was always at least some combination of us.
Yeah.
And I mean, we had a blast going around. I got to learn a lot from Duke because he'd been in for several years, and he went and he saw us three young guys, and he's like, "Hey, I see something in these guys." And so he grabbed us and took us along the way, and just being able to sit in the car, listen, I mean, just having good times. It's a whole learning experience when you get to have somebody that's been around for a while. And
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
you got to listen and pick their brains.
Oh, yeah. When you have the opportunity, yeah, you got to take advantage of it. And I know, I got introduced to him through Magnum, and I remember, I think, and I mean, I could be corrected on it, but I think I'm one of the few people in this area that can say that they've been to just about every Magnum venue, because I remember going to Magnum shows when Strife would talk about the early Southern California spot shows where they go to, do matches at different promotions, and they stopped getting invited back because they were stealing the show. And I mean, I gotta say, yeah, they often were, but I'm one of the few in Omaha that can say that, yeah, they were at some of those very early Magnum shows all the way down there. And I mean, convenient enough for me that all those shows happen to be right near where I was stationed in the Navy, so kind of helped me out there.
Yeah. I mean, I came in late to the game with all that. I think Magnum was started before I even started wrestling. And I came in the Ralston days. That's when the Snake Pit got formed. And then I got to go through the Stocks and Bonds. I was there for a little bit on that.
Yeah.
And I know that was kind of the transition of when we didn't have Strife anymore and everything. And then now we're at German American Society. And we go to that big place. I don't even know what it's called, but I love it because I get to be in a ladder match every time I'm there, I guess.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God. I'm forgetting the name of the venue, but I believe it's where they've been holding Weekend at Strifes every year for the past couple of years. And yeah, I've unfortunately been busy on each of those show dates, but from everything that I've seen, that place looks impressive. Like, shows just look amazing there.
Yes, yeah. I mean, it's phenomenal. They take really good care of us there. We have a very nice locker room, but yeah, that place is fun. The people show up for it, and it always makes it good when you got a big venue and you have the people all in that venue.
Oh yeah, like when you're able to pack up a big venue, that definitely brings the volume up. But that's not to say that, for the German American Society, a little smaller of a venue compared to that, but consistently the crowds are showing up and packing the damn place.
I think in the last 2 years they've had maybe two shows that haven't been sold out for at least reserved seating.
Yeah,
they're killing it right now.
Yeah,
That's right. I mean, it makes it going there so much more fun because the crowd's going to be there, and as a performer, if you don't have the crowd, it's just not the same.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we definitely got a taste of that back during the days that everybody wants to forget about with the pandemic and all that crap. Yeah, nobody wants to remember that time.
Yeah, but I wrestled on a show where the promoter made us wear masks to wrestle during that time. South Dakota never really shut down.
Oh boy, that
So
that
we
would be
we
a
just
little
kept
awkward.
going.
Like
Yeah.
it, like masks as far as like the little face mouth coverings that you know were all over the place back then. Although I get, if you, although it would be kind of wacky if you just had a bunch of people at a random show just, oh, you got to wear masks, so you just have a bunch of people wearing luchador masks and this.
Yeah. Yeah. We saw it. I saw that.
That I mean that I never saw that, but I was like, I always joked with my coworkers at the places I worked at the time that I'm like, dude, if I even get an inkling that I would be allowed to do that, no, do not tempt me. Do not give me an opening for a joke and expect me not to take it.
Yeah.
Because because I'm that guy at the wrestling shows that, when I got to dabble in commentary, which I'm wanting to do more of, but I bring the same energy to that as I would being in the crowd, and I'm trying to get somebody to crack. Like wrestler, referee, whoever.
Oh,
I
that's I've been doing that lately. Here in South Dakota, they have turned me to a heel, and it's kind of something I've wanted to try to do from after doing the bang thing, and it's been phenomenal. They just put me with the biggest, loudest uh, manager there is. That no matter what you do, it's Spotlight Mike here in South Dakota. If you go with Spotlight Mike, they fucking hate you. So I mean, I did a cage match with Uriah Upton about a month ago. They it, just being able to leave there and they're still booing me. I love that, but
yeah.
I'm trying to get people to crack consistently without getting myself to crack with this. So I came up with some guy that during the middle of this cage match, or we didn't even get in the ring yet. I started a hot start and everything, and we're fighting outside the ring, and I stop and I look at this guy with, I mean, he had a bigger beard than you do, and he did not need to be going to the gym. He had a walking stick, and I just look at him. I go, "You haven't been in the gym enough," and I walked away. Or I mean, I've had bouts of where now I'm trying to untie the ref's shoes because I keep telling the ref that you don't wear your shoes in my ring.
Oh man, that's good. That's good. I like it. I've I've gotten a few people at Magnum and a few people other places. Magnum, my my most notable one was actually Mike Bennett. He was going up against Fowler, Jay Fowler, and it was right around the time the Undisputed Kingdom was really, hot, and Roderick Strong would just randomly yell out, "Adam!" So I'm like, "Oh God, okay." And there was that moment they were each in a separate corner, and I just yelled it out, and you could see him just look down, like, and I could swear it looked like he was saying, "Oh, you son of a bitch." And I'm like, yes. And I got to talk with him after the show, and he was like, dude, you popped the hell out of me. I'm like, yes, that is what
I love Mike Bennett. I mean, I just got to see him a couple weeks ago too.
mm,
Mike Bennett's one of the best people on earth.
oh,
I mean, if
dude.
you follow any of his socials, just the inspiration he gives out,
Oh,
the positivity, phenomenal.
and I got to talk with him at that same show, and I've been paying attention to him and his wife's social media and the social media for their podcast, and they were talking about their journey through IVF. And I got to tell them, hey, my wife and I, to have our son, we had to go through that. And I got to show them a picture of my son. And wouldn't you know, not too long after that, I'd say within a week, they broke the news that, bam, they got another one on the way. I was like, dude, that is awesome.
I mean, like being in locker rooms, you talk to all these guys, and we're always talking wrestling. Almost the only thing I've talked to that man about is kids, which is that's the best to me. Is it, if you can connect with me on that level, you're connecting with me more personally, and
Oh,
he has a way of doing that. It's awesome.
oh yeah. No, I've got nothing but great things to say about him. I got the one time so far I got to do commentary. I even got somebody to crack at my commentary partner. They were talking about for the second show, and he like I said, you don't give me an opening for a joke and expect me not to take it. He made a comment about, oh, sounds like a solid second show, and I'm like, yeah, because nobody likes a runny number 2. And he just looked down like, you son of a bitch. I'm like, yes, I got a poop joke in on commentary, much like, oh god, Pat McAfee when he talked about Dominic Mysterio being like a dude wipe after you wipe.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was great.
Oh, dude, I remember watching that one live as it happened. But yeah, great stuff. And okay, I go on some damn tangents here, but I do got some other questions for you here. You had, well, you're inching, you're trying to be among an elite group in Magnum that is held more than one title. And I guess we can mention, Piggy in the Bank being, it's like a de facto title. I mean, you got it's like the money.
I actually have been a tag team champion when I was with the Snake Pit.
That too. So you're
so if I cashed in and get the top one, I think I'm the only one that's done all of them.
Besides, I mean, he's
maybe
not
Benson.
TJ Benson would be the only other one that I can think of. So that a very elite company right there. And although when it comes to the Piggy in the Bank, for those, because I actually recently looked at this. I've apparently got listeners from like LA, Chicago, New York, like all over the place. For those outside of, the Omaha area, it is basically Magnum's version of the Money in the Bank,
Yes.
the contract, because obviously they can't call it the Money in the Bank or else WWE would sue them or some.
Yeah.
But very similar circumstances. You can cash it in for the year. Although Magnum, when it comes down to things recently, you got some people trying to take that away from you.
Yeah. Donnie Pepper Cricket and Jeremy. I don't know what he calls himself. Snowflake,
whatever the hell he calls himself now.
Sweet meat, whatever he wants to call himself these days. Saying that I'm doing his gimmick that he did a decade ago.
Although I was around back then.
I'm doing it good.
See, here's the thing. Donnie Pepper Cricket, I'm conflicted there because breaking the fourth wall, he played a part in introducing me to my wife. So it's like, oh, I can't. I'm conflicted on cheering against him. But the thing,
people change. People change.
That is true.
He was that at one point, but now this is a new time.
Yeah, no, he's definitely had an attitude change in that aspect. Although Jeremy, with the argument that he was making, I have to say, when it comes down to similar gimmicks, there is nothing wrong with, taking something from somebody and making it your own, which that is what you're doing. Although, to be honest, I don't there aren't. I don't know. There's some significant differences from what I remember because I was around back then.
That's because I hold titles with the gimmick. He didn't.
That is true. That is true. You've got the piggy in the bank. You you know
I think
you
he just might be jealous. I didn't
you
even
know
think of that. I think he's jealous.
yeah. You know what? Maybe that might be it because yeah, he does seem to really be gunning for you. So I mean, although the whole thing with the person holding the main title there at the moment, Red Wing, great guy,
That's why I
monster.
hold the piggy. I do not give the piggy away right now because that man is huge. I don't
His
know. Even if
arms,
I cash in on him, he's still gonna get up and just throw me.
yeah, yeah. That'd probably be one of those where it's like you wait until after he has a hard fought match, maybe ends up getting beat, and then you run in, the other guy is all worn down, and then oh, bam, there you go.
Yeah, I mean that I'm planning on that. I don't want to let you in my game plan, but
No, no,
he's not the guy I'm gonna go after.
magicians don't reveal all their secrets, as they say. But yeah, no, he's a monster of a dude. Like his, I joke about it, but pretty serious. His arms are
Do you
about as
see
big as
that?
my
Do you see that
thighs.
man on socials? Do you see him on socials?
Dude, all the strongman stuff that guy
He's out there.
does.
He's doing strongman competitions, powerlifting stuff. That man could like squat 7 of me.
Yeah, no, he could definitely squat a few copies of me and not even break a sweat.
Yes.
That guy's a monster. But I'm hoping I'm on his good side. I haven't really had too many interactions with him as of late. But yeah, he is definitely one of those guys that you definitely don't want to be on his bad side.
No. No. I tagged with him one time. I was on his good side, and he still threw me onto another man. But I mean, it worked.
Oh god. What is that meme of, oh, I forget where I even saw it, but it's like, have you ever been so pissed off you wanted to hit a motherfucker with another motherfucker and he
Yeah.
boom.
Yeah. That's what he does.
That is what he does, that with ease. Does that with absolute ease. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing where this all goes with Piggy in the Bank because I mean, you got the year, so hopefully that opportunity comes up soon because
I mean, I think we're like 4 months in already. I'm already almost halfway
yeah,
through. So
we're
hopefully
getting
somebody can get over on him so I can get there.
yeah. Although to be honest, the same people hunting your Piggy in the Bank are also hunting him down. So maybe they'll get to him first.
Him and Kit. Dude,
Yeah.
Kit. You can't mess with Kit. Kit's a wild card.
He's a bit of a wild card. He definitely
He's the
can.
fork daddy.
The fork
You don't,
daddy.
you don't want to get forked.
Oh God, yeah. Don't want to get forked. Oh man, I get a kick out of that every damn show
Oh,
I go to.
oh,
Man, he
he's
got
one of the
forked.
funniest guys around. One of the funniest guys around.
That is awesome. Oh man.
I mean,
Now,
at the last show, he had a hollow core door with a bunch of forks stuck in it, shaped as a human.
yeah, I saw that. I was like, okay, I can tell there's a bunch of plastic forks in there, but they're in some sort of a shape. But from the angle I was sitting at, I couldn't really tell. And then somebody said, I'm like, oh, kind of like the chalk outline on the
Yeah.
ground. Like, oh, yeah, that makes sense. Oh yeah, no, gotta love it. I'll be out of state for the next show, which coming up. What, July? Was it 19th?
Not this weekend, but the weekend after.
The
I
weekend
know that.
after. Yep,
I got
I'm
one
ready.
more week off with the fam before I'm back on the road again.
Ah, yeah. So before we get into a couple categories I have here, you are known as the Bang Energy guy. Like, was that just something that, obviously there's aspects of that, come into the ring that fits you and your personality, but Bang Energy, like, did that, like, there's so many energy drinks out there. What was it that, Bang Energy just had the flavors that you liked and more of them?
It was just like I was saying earlier. I was in the Magnum locker room and I listened to Jason Strife talking about the Bang Bros, having Bang and all that. So then I just kind of started doing it on my own, and then it just flowed into what it is now.
Ah, yeah. And I get a kick out of watching it because, it's definitely your entrances alone are definitely ones that can definitely draw a reaction from the crowd where you're entertained from like that moment the music hits. And like if you've been to shows and you know that that's your entrance, like, yeah, entertained until you're back through the curtain.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, I try to come through the curtain with as much energy as I can.
Oh,
I'm
you
sit I'm sitting in the back, and the guys will watch me singing my song and dancing before I come through the curtain. I mean,
you know what?
it
I often wonder what goes on behind, but judging from the way that you come out through the curtain, I can see that being the case.
yeah, yeah. I'm usually singing and dancing, unless if they cut off the beginning of my. Sometimes the entrance to my song is a little bit long, so they'll cut it off a little bit. So I don't get to sing as much, but oh yeah, it definitely singing, dancing, hit a
No.
smelling salt real quick to amp up and go.
Oh man. Okay, before we get into my categories, that just I've actually seen videos of people just randomly, I don't know if it's like a smelling salt challenge or whatever the hell it was, but the reactions of people once they like that first little like
Yeah.
they're having a seizure or something with the way they just like whoa.
Oh yeah, especially if you ride in a car with me, I'll pull it out and I'll put it under your nose if you fall asleep.
Oh god. Remind me not to ride in the car with you then because my sleep apnea makes me fall asleep in cars quick.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
That's why
I would
I drive on the way, so that way if I fall asleep on the way back, I'm sorry. I work 12 hours a day, 70 hours a week. Sorry, guys.
all right. Well, my two categories that I got here. One's a bit of a name game where I name off some people. You give me some quick thoughts on them. And I try to theme it towards my guests as much as possible. And we talked a lot about Magnum stuff, and they've been known to, I mean, not every single show, but they've been known to bring in quite the list of names, quite the list
Yeah,
of some big names. So each of these people have been through Magnum at some point in the last few years. And I've noticed that when putting together my notes, you were at least on the same card, maybe not in the same match with them.
yeah.
First one, former NWA World's Heavyweight Champion, EC3.
I really didn't get to talk to him much. I mean, I've heard he's a nice guy. I got to introduce myself, but a lot of the times when the guys, I don't have the match with them, I don't get to associate with them as much.
Yeah.
But, I
No,
mean, he seemed like a nice enough guy. I didn't get to talk to him much.
yeah, I got to, go through the meet and greet line and asked about coming on the show, and he's like, yeah, that's going to be an expensive one. And I'm like, by all means, I I will never badmouth anybody that, you know, has a podcast feed, because there are people out there. If that's, if that's what they need to do, I respect that. I haven't had too many people that have actually made me do that, but I can't badmouth anybody that does. I actually
We didn't talk about anything about that beforehand. I mean, this is a spendy thing too.
yeah.
At least 3 bangs.
At least okay. Next show I see it at. I can make that happen. I have there one that I did pay for. He hasn't been through Magnum, but the former Fuego del Sol KJ Orso.
Yes.
That was a fun one. It was very shortly after he took off the mask.
Yeah. Oh, I met him while he was still doing Fuego del Sol at 3XW in Des Moines.
Ah, yeah.
I think that's where we were at for that one. But I mean, he was
currently
really
their
nice.
champion.
Yeah. Yeah, he was really nice when I met him. I mean, he talked to everybody.
No, yeah,
He was a very nice guy.
Nothing but great things to say about him. All right, next one that has actually been through Magnum, and we talked about him a little bit, but I got no shortage of nice things to say about him, but Mike Bennett.
No, we've already been talking about him. I hope I get to wrestle him someday.
That would be, yeah.
I've met him at several different promotions. I've done his seminar a couple times with him and Maria. I mean, he's such a good knowledge to wrestling.
Such a good knowledge and good natured dude.
Yes. I mean, he's all about positivity. And I mean, I did his seminars, and he's like, "You're not here. If you're here, you already know how to take a bump and all this stuff." So then we would do promos and stuff like that. And I mean, just the feedback on what they could give us on promos, him and his wife, was phenomenal.
Oh, totally. Funny enough, his wife actually follows my podcast on Instagram.
Oh, hell yeah.
So yeah, I'm like, I don't know the AEW guys. It can be a little tricky getting them on, because having to go through I forget. I got the email address somewhere in my list of stuff, and it can be kind of tricky. It can be a lot of waiting around to try to hear back from them. But I mean, they're busy guys.
Yeah. I mean, this is what they do for a living.
That is true. All right. And you know what? I've actually met, before on to the next guy, I've actually met Mike Bennett, not just at Magnum, but I think at Revolver at once or twice, and at Warrior Wrestling in St. Louis. And the one in St. Louis was actually where I got to have Bronson Reed on the podcast. That was fun. And I got Mike Bennett at that show to autograph an 8x10 I had made of the picture of him and me at the end of a Magnum show, where somebody had just given him a Girl Scout cookie, and he's like holding it up like he's about to take a bite out of it. He was like, I remember that show.
Never take a bite. I took a bite of fries one time, and I took a bite of pizza one time, and it just dries your mouth out and makes you want to spit it out.
Yeah, no, I can see that. All right, on to the next one. I've got to meet this guy a handful of times out at Sammy Callahan's promotion, Revolver, and I actually this was before his his former group split up, but I got to tell him that their matches might as well be sponsored by Home Depot with all the stuff that got thrown around. But the one they call Manders.
Manders. I didn't really get to meet him. I met him actually. I think I met him at 3XW as well. I don't think I've ever actually. No, I don't think I've ever actually met him in person. But I mean, I'd love to wrestle him.
Oh,
And
that would be
he's a
hard
hard hitting guy, and I like it. I like when it's hard hitting.
Oh, that's my type of stuff. I love that smash mouth kind of old schoolish vibe of a match where you're just going out and trying to knock the snot out of each other.
Yeah, yeah.
That's my type of stuff. And I got him laughing at not only that Home Depot joke, but him and his football past with the Iowa Hawkeyes. Him and I have never had a bad interaction, but I got to tell him, who says a Hawkeye and a Husker couldn't get along? And
Yeah.
he got a good laugh out of it.
I mean, I'm in South Dakota. We're not. We either got Iowa or Nebraska. And I'm sorry, I picked Nebraska.
Hey, I mean, hey, they're getting better. The football
We're on
team's
the uphill. We're on the uphill now.
Yeah, we're on the uphill part of. We
With
definitely
Patrick Mahomes Jr.
Oh yeah. Hey, that guy is doing some amazing things. Like my family on my side of things has had season tickets. One person or another in the family has had season tickets since they started selling season tickets when the sellout streak started.
Yeah.
And it got whatever legal paperwork got passed along, and now my dad and one of his brothers split the cost, and I'm at least one, if not two games a season.
Oh hell yeah! I've never been to one. I'm sure it's wild.
I mean, it's exciting watching on TV, but there's just it's something else when you're actually there.
Yeah.
It is something else. Now, this last one, it's a little bit further back in Magnum history. He's been there, I'm wanting to say, two or three times. But he's just released that. Wow, words are hard again. I need some more sleep. But he's just recently been, I want to say, released from WWE. Carlito,
I actually got to meet him. I did a 2-day stint with him here in South Dakota. Actually, we were in Okoboji, Iowa, or whatever, Spirit Lake or whatever's right on there. And we got to that old amusement park there. We got
yeah. Yep.
And then we had him again here in Sioux Falls. And I mean, he was really nice. He talked to all of us. I mean, he got to spend 2 days with us, so there was a lot of socializing. He was a really nice guy. I'm fairly certain he had really bad car rides because he got put with Jimmy the Ref. And Jimmy the Ref back in the day, no one wanted to be with. But I'm sure he didn't have the best time when he came here. But he made the best.
Yeah, though. I remember the first time I met him, I actually got a WrestleMania DVD cover signed from back when Money in the Bank matches were a part of WrestleMania. And that was the night that he actually beat Red Wing for the Magnum title. And then Joey Anderson came in and cashed in the piggy.
I wasn't even around yet.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think you were around for that one.
No, I didn't even know that Joey had the piggy before.
Yeah.
Didn't even know.
And you know what? I frequented the Magnum shows back then, and if I was there, more often than not, I was the person in the crowd that he handed that piggy to.
Hell yeah.
It was fun
With
times back then.
everything going on, I mean, at Magnum, you got Jeremy and Joey having an issue. All of Jeremy's guys are after me. I'm just saying, Bang Dozer sounds pretty good.
I love it. I love it. I don't know why I didn't think about that. I love that idea. Wow. That is actually amazing. It fits because, he's got the issues with them. They've got the issues with you trying to take the piggy. So it just fits. It makes sense. Who knows? Because I've got nothing but love for Joey. He's been a good friend of mine for, god dang, it's been a while now. And conveniently enough, funny little thing here is him and I are both fans of this country singer Granger Smith.
Oh, okay. Yep.
And my son's name is actually Granger.
Oh, ironic.
Ironic, yeah. And actually, my wife and I's first concert together was actually one of his. And I'm actually friends with the guy that Granger Smith has since, retired from touring and stuff. But I am friends with the guy that was his tour manager. I got us on his tour bus, and it was right around the time of my wife's birthday, and I got him to sing happy birthday to her on the tour bus.
Oh, hell. That's a birthday present right there.
So, and then we got up right next to the stage, and we got some pretty kick-ass pictures from that show.
Hell yeah.
Ones that look like he's looking right at us. So I'm like, Me being me fanboying out a little bit there, but yeah. All right. Now I got some random questions, some wrestling related, some not, some having nothing to do with anything we've talked about so far, but that's why they're random. So, first one of the only ones that I usually just keep in the same spot. Craziest in-match moment for you?
Oh. Craziest in match. Well, it's in match, the whole match. I got to tag team with Hacksaw Jim Duggan one time.
Okay, that would fit. That would be pretty.
It was myself, Jesse Shower, guy that's local here, and Hacksaw against three other guys, and literally the craziest matchup because you did nothing. All it was oh, that's all it was. We didn't have to wrestle, and then he just came in and did the big tackle, and that was it. Just the craziest, loudest atmosphere I'd ever been in. That and the fact that Jim sat in the back reading a book the whole time. And I walked up to him, and me and Jesse and myself go up to him. We're like, "Hey, can we get a picture with you quick?" Takes his glasses off, sets down his book, stands up, takes the picture, sits back down, puts the glasses on, starts reading the book.
I got to meet him one time, and yeah, no, that it was a great thing. I got the 8x10 around here that I'm still needing to get displayed. But yeah, such a cool dude, and
yeah,
it's funny because him and the whole thing, it's almost like him and doing that, and coming there, and that's all he has to do, and then crowd goes nuts. It's almost like the same deal with Ron Simmons, and damn.
Yep. That's all he's got to do. Show up, say that, make money.
Yep. It's nuts. But yeah, I've witnessed a few crazy moments, some involving the piggy in the bank match, including ladders just folding, when people going
Yeah,
through them.
that was. It took me extra long to get the piggy off of the thing because I was more terrified of just that ladder collapsing on me.
Oh, I
It,
can imagine.
I got I came to the back and people were like, I could see the anxiety on your face. I was like, yeah, it was
Yeah, no
terrifying.
kidding. I can imagine. And oh god, one it still sticks into my head, not from Magnum, but the moment went viral, and I was sitting third row at it was the AEW Dynamite, I believe, Collision taping as well. But the infamous John Moxley Adam Copeland street fight with the nail board spot,
Oh
where
yeah, yeah.
it got stuck in
Yep.
Moxley's back.
Yeah.
I
Sometimes you just gotta say no.
yeah, I was literally third row right by the entrance for that. And my clip where like I gotta zoom in a little bit and you can literally see when they were trying to pull it out and the skin trying to hold.
Yeah.
Ugh. My clip of that literally got to like it was like 12,000 views in like 24 hours.
Holy. Yeah, that was gross.
Yeah. No, it was nuts. Because you've seen similar spots come up with, nail boards in matches going from, oh, I know, Abyss. He big
Yep.
with that. And although you usually always see it either like, oh, somebody swings with it and they get stuck into the turnbuckle, or if it were laying on the ground, oh, it gets moved away. You never see somebody actually get suplexed directly onto the nails.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Yep.
one. Ugh. All right. Next one. The next two are kind of similar, but different enough. First one, being the Bang energy aficionado that you are, favorite flavor?
They don't make it anymore. Cherry Blade lemonade.
Ooh, that sounds delicious.
Yeah, it was like their cherry limeade, and they got rid of
Oh,
it.
bastards.
Now I would have to say maybe, eh. I'd say any means orange, but I think I just do that just because the can looks cooler, but it does. It kind of tastes not good.
I'm trying.
But
Oh,
oh man, strawberry delish.
ooh, that sounds good.
That one's not bad.
I've been I've been on a kick of the C4 energy drinks lately with the popsicle brand ones where they got like the cherry and the grape,
Yep.
or the
Yep.
my personal favorite, and I get it whenever I see that the a store that I'm at actually carries it, but the Hawaiian Punch one where it literally
Yep.
tastes like they carbonated Hawaiian Punch.
Yep.
It is
I know I've done their pre-workout of that. It wasn't bad.
it is
Wasn't bad.
delicious.
But the energy drink's way better. Really, Alani's are pretty good. I like Alani's. They got different flavors.
Okay.
I,
All right.
I I enjoy a variety of energy drinks. Just Bang is what we
Bang.
settled on.
Yeah, no, Bang is like the top, but you're not discriminatory, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it all depends on what Costco has in the multi-pack.
Yeah, yeah. No, my my wife is more of the Costco person than I am. I sometimes some places they get a little too crowded for me, and they're okay. Before we go on to the next question, I because my wife and I actually had this conversation about I said that I didn't like Costco. And I said, okay, you want to know why? Because I don't like it that their aisles are so huge and somehow people still seem to take up the whole freaking thing.
They don't, and they're so unaware of everybody.
Yeah,
Oh, it
drives
drives
me
me up a wall.
nuts.
It drives me up a wall. I know exactly where my shit's at. I'm gonna go in there and get it, and they're in the way. I
That
went in
is,
there. I went in there yesterday afternoon, and still, on a Tuesday or a Monday afternoon, people just stand in the middle of the aisle.
yeah, yeah. No, that drives me nuts. It drives me absolutely insane because I'm the same way. If I'm going to a store, I know the general area of where what I want is. I'm gonna go there, get it, and then get the hell out.
Yeah. Yep.
That is
I
me.
also make the mistake of going with 3 children, 6 and under on a Saturday.
Yeah, yeah.
I do that often.
Oh, I can only imagine when my little guy gets a few years. Yeah, no. Oh.
You just let them run down. You let them run down the aisles. It burns energy.
You know what? I'm gonna have to keep that in mind. I'm gonna have to keep that in mind for sure. Now, I mentioned the next one's similar. Favorite drink, alcoholic or otherwise, that isn't Bang Energy.
I really like a good whiskey Mountain Dew, Jack and Mountain Dew.
Ooh, interesting.
I introduced Silas Young to that,
Ooh,
and
Silas Young, all right.
I got to wrestle him a couple times, and we went out afterwards and had a couple of drinks, and oh yeah, we were drinking. I had him drinking Jack and Mountain Dew by the end of the night.
Huh. Yeah, because you know what? I have heard a few people talk about those. I've
Mountain
been
Dew was
more,
originally created in the Prohibition to combat the bitterness of whiskey. So Mountain Dew is actually meant for whiskey.
huh? I never thought about that. Interesting. Now you got me. I'm willing to try just about anything once. I'm gonna have to try this. Like I made up my mind.
An
I'm trying
acquired
it.
taste. I'm telling you that now. The first one usually doesn't taste the best.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind because yeah, I've been when it comes to whiskey, I've been a big whiskey Coke with a grenadine.
Yep.
Basically,
Okay.
tastes like a Jack and Cherry Coke. Freaking
Yeah.
delicious.
Oh yeah. I like Jack or seltzers. I'm a seltzer guy.
Gotcha. I'm Jack. I do. There's a couple tequilas I like because they're just smooth as hell. And beer. I'm a beer guy. Like hell. I'm I'm wanting to get more of this, but Stone Cold's
Ooh.
Broken Skull American Lager.
Ooh, I'm not a lager fan though.
I it was more the
It's
I'm
Stone Cold made it.
I'm
No.
a Stone Cold guy. I'm a Stone Cold guy. So although when it comes to beer, I'm kind of an equal opportunity beer drinker, but I do have my ones that it's like, yeah, don't no, don't.
Yes. Yeah. If I'm doing beer, it's a Bud Light. I don't like anything too hoppy.
No, hey, I can respect that. All right. Now, we've talked, you're a father of a few. I'm a father of, well, as of right now, one. But, you know, I've ran into some things with, trying to balance, you know, being there for him and being a good father. What's it for you? Has it been tricky, balancing fatherhood with wrestling? Like, how's it been for you, finding the balance there?
It gets hard. I mean, I wanna go every weekend. I want to go more than every weekend, but
Yeah.
I also know that I need to support my family and I need to have that time with my kids. And my kids really don't come watch me wrestle because they're kind of a bunch of sassholes. Because I have all girls. I have 4 girls, and they beat the hell out of each other already. So they don't need to watch me
they,
add to it.
they don't want they don't need the extra influence
No,
they're seeing other people do it.
no. But I mean, it gets hard because I mean, I work a full-time job too. Like I said, I work anywhere between 50 and 70 hours a week. And doing that and then trying to at least be a weekend warrior with wrestling. If I can go more, I do. But it's my family comes before wrestling does. My
Oh
and
yeah.
I there are times where it may the line gets a little blurred because I'm on a 2-3 day, like Friday, Saturday, Sunday night, and it gets hard because my kids don't see me. All it is video calls, if that, because I mean, I don't really like talking to my kids when sitting in a car with a bunch of dudes.
I can get that. Yeah, it's been one of those things trying to find that balance for me too, because before my son was born, there'd be weeks where literally Monday through Friday, every evening I'd be recording with somebody. There'd be weeks literally Monday through Friday. But yeah, I've limited myself after, is I'm like, you know what? I gotta be there for him. I still want to do this, so I I found my rhythm and my balance. So yeah, I loved hearing about that for you because
Sorry, my phone's about to die and I got to go get a phone charger.
oh, wouldn't be the first time I've had something like that happen. All right. Well, luckily enough, I'm actually on the last question of this random question category.
Hey, babe.
Best advice you have for anybody wanting to get into wrestling?
Listen, dedication. It takes a lot of dedication. Um, I mean, like I said, I spent weeks, months, days, years in the gym, sitting in the ring, getting reps, doing the basics. I mean, learning how to do all that, and then you just sit there and listen because you know what? The best thing I ever heard was from Billy Gunn, where he said, "If you're not stealing, you're not trying." I mean, we just said with Snowflake earlier with Jeremy, he says I'm doing his gimmick 10 years later. Well, I mean, I didn't see it before that, but
And you got to think,
it,
hey,
I
so
just,
you're not doing it now.
yeah. I mean, it's really, it does come down to dedication.
Yeah.
I mean, not every guy has to be 100% fit and ripped and everything. You see, like the Kevin Owens and guys like that. You don't have to, but you need to go to the gym sometimes. You
No,
need to
yeah.
think about what you're eating. You need to think about, can I get that ring time? It's dedication to basically having no life but wrestling when it comes down.
Yeah. I funny enough, before we ended up here bringing up Kevin Owens, I get on some tangents. I actually ran into Kevin Owens once, kind of, at Disney World a few years ago. It was funny because I've told this story on the podcast where my family, we were all on our way out, and like I don't know if I had to bend over to tie my shoe or pick up something, but when I was getting back up, all of a sudden I look up and first thing I noticed was that T-Rex skull tattoo. And I'm like, I look a little further up and I'm like, oh my God. He
You
he was with his family though. So I was like, in my head, I said, man, if we were in the parking lot, I would so ask you for a picture, but we're in the middle of the park.
Yep.
So that's just gonna cause a scene. So I know I saw you, so I'm just gonna go. But I will admit to the fact of I ran up to my wife and was like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. She's like, what the hell is wrong with you? I'm like, I just saw one of my favorite wrestlers over there.
But on that, I got that. God. Hello,
Uh,
my phone's shutting down.
oh, I can pause it real quick. All right, we're back. Technical difficulties, that shit happens. But you were about to tell me something after I mentioned my little story about running into Kevin Owens.
Oh, it was about meeting my hero Val Venus. I got to wrestle on a show at GLCW one time, and some Coda Jacobs hit me up the guy in the Midwest here, he was like, "Hey, you want to be on a show with Val Venus?" He saw me doing the "Hello, ladies" thing at the beginning of my shows or my matches and stuff, and so I got to meet Val Venus, and that's where I learned that you can either kick it or get a picture. Because as soon as I got a picture, Val Venus did not want to hang out with me no more. But I got him to sign my. I had an action figure from when I was a kid of Val Venus, and he signed. I popped him when I'm like, "Hey, will you sign my Venus?" I just kind of held it out to him. So, and that Val Venus sits on my dashboard and leads me everywhere I go. Val is he's my spirit animal.
That is awesome.
Val Venus is not Sean. Sean, he's a little iffy on that out there.
Yeah, no. I get where you're going. I get where you're going. Yeah, no, I've been lucky enough. You can't see it up top there, but like the whole top is lined with all my signed wrestling figures, and I got a nice little collection, including some that like Jeff Cobb.
Oh,
I got one of his from that same show where I got to have Bronson Reed on.
Yeah,
I got signed figure from him there. Same show, I actually got one of Lance Archer too. That was
speaking of that, I was up in North Dakota recently, and I had some kid went and made an action figure of me, took a bunch of different action figures, made one of me, and like made the whole box and put the stats and everything on the back. I was like, dude, I know you want it, but I want to take this with me, dude. This is awesome.
That is awesome. Wow. That is crazy how some people are that creative with all that, like literally taking all that time to get all that done. Wow. That is awesome. That is awesome. Well, before we go, where can people find you social media wise if they don't already have their eyes on you? Because we know their mothers probably already do.
Yeah, go ahead and get their house every Friday.
Yeah.
So you can find me at the Heartland Heartthrob on Instagram, the Night Train on X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it, and you can always find me Brandon Nytroe on Facebook.
All right, we'll get all that in the description. Well, thank you for taking the time to talk to me tonight. It was an absolute pleasure. You're welcome back anytime.
Yeah, it was awesome, man. This is one of the funnest ones I've had.
Thank you. That means a lot. That means a lot. There, my issue with the fucking button. Damn son of